asking the hard-hitting questions.
I believe we are close.
We're close. Still waiting on the second last stone draw.
Oh. From beautiful Traverse City, Michigan, it's the final day of round-robin play. But the playoff picture is still murky. It's day 5, draw 13 at the USA Curling Mixed Doubles National Championship. I'm Dean Gemmel sitting in for Tyler George, and I'm joined for this game, a matchup between Thiesse Dropkin and Rhyme Smith. And I'm joined for this game by Phil Drobnik. And Phil, what's at stake here in the game we're going to see today?
Number 1 seed and number 2 seed in the pool are playing each other with Thiesse Dropkin and Smith and Rhyme, and the winner of this game will receive a bye into the semifinals.
So it's essentially a 1-2 game as it was described to me, but if we look at the standings here in this pool, Pool A, Thiesse Dropkin there at 6-0, right behind them, Rhyme Smith at 5-1. Of course, they'd have the head-to-head if they win this game. Persinger Casper 4-2, Farrell Thurston 3-3, Moores Wheeler 3-3. All those teams are still have a chance to advance. Schweitzer, Hagberg, Woodcott, Nickel towards the bottom of the standings. And if we look at how this draw works, Phil, we have 16 teams and we qualify 6 to the playoff round. Tell us a little bit about how this works.
Yeah, so as mentioned, the winner of this game will go into the semifinal number 1, and they will play. They will get a bye into the semifinal. The loser would be the 2nd seed out of the A pool, so they would end up being qualifier 3 or qualifier 4.
So there isn't a page playoff game in the page playoff in this format, but you do, by finishing at the top of your pool, advance 1 game, have to play 1 fewer game to win the championship, still single elimination through the playoff round.
And we still have a battle in Pool A for the 3rd place and the 3rd seed with Danny Casper and Vicky Persinger in a must-win situation. If they can get a win this morning, they'll advance as the 3rd seed out of Pool A.
Well, I think I understood that, Phil. But here we see Thiesse Dropkin and Rhyme Smith. Cory Thiesse, Cory Dropkin, world champions in 2023. And Jason Smith and Kim Rhyme, they've played together mixed doubles quite a bit together. Smith, of course, an Olympian in 2010. Rhyme, a fixture at most women's national championship. They'll get the rocks set up here. Should have some good banter on the mics here today, I think, Phil, between Smitty and Cory, and all these players know each other pretty well.
Yeah, good friends out there playing, and as we said, a good battle here. Playing to see who can get the bye into the semifinals. Smith and Rhyme are coming off of a big win yesterday. Kim made a great shot to win the game in an extra end. It came to a measurement. They were playing against Persinger and Casper, and so they're running a high. So they're playing against an undefeated team. Cory and Korey have looked great all week, and I think they've yet to go 8 ends.
That's pretty remarkable in an event so far like this. But I know Jason Smith was saying he was grateful to Kim Rhyme for making that shot because he didn't make many in front of her, I think, in that end. She made a beauty to win that game. See Kathy Overton Clapham in the background. She coaches Thiesse Dropkin. Bill Rhyme, Kim's father, is the coach of Smith and Rhyme. We'll get things underway. Thiesse Dropkin have the hammer in this opening end. Rhyme throwing yellow stones. First shot, first end, big game.
Looking at rock placement here early in the first end. Who's going to control the top of the forefoot? And the team that controls the top of the forefoot is likely going to be the team that's in control of each end that we watch with mixed doubles.
It's good.
Curl, if anything.
So this looks a little heavy here. Trying to get it to work over just a bit. Close. Just going to settle on the edge.
Let's wait.
Okay.
Good start.
Good.
I think that comes from the first nice,
Had a chance to do a game earlier this week where it was Cory and Cory playing, and just listening into their communication and hearing them speak on the ice just shows why they're world champions last year. The communication that they have, and they're constantly talking as the rock's going down the ice. They understand each other. They understand what each other needs. It's a great team dynamic.
Of course, Phil, you were with them last year when they won the World Mixed Doubles title.
Take me to the nose.
And certainly an important win for curling here in the United States. That was the first World Championship since 2003 for the United States. So it was a
Okay, good throw, Korey.
great result for us. So Thiesse doesn't quite get as much curl as she would have liked, wanted to get to the inside of
I was
that.
like a little outside, but
And I think we're going to see here early in this game as teams trying to manage the ice and figure out what exactly it's doing this morning. How quick is it? How much curl is it? Is there any nuances on each side of the sheet?
okay, I think
Jason Smith with
you're
his
like back 4.
first stone of this opening end.
Okay, back 4.
Seems to be running a little bit on this path here.
It's not quite finishing either, so both teams a little fooled by the amount of curl on this path. That does unlock that.
I'm honestly I'm thinking just kill that and get rid of this guy.
Okay,
Like 10-5.
sure,
Try to make the roll.
sure.
One of the things we see in mixed doubles, Dean, is teams tend to just kind of get in that flow of draw, and they don't recognize when it's time to hit. And this is one thing that we see with Thiesse and Dropkin is Korey recognizes when they need to hit, and we'll see him removing rocks from play today.
I think that's a good point. I think a lot of teams would just try to freeze again here, but I like this play. He's going to throw a 10-5 hog to hog, so quieter weight.
Close. Yep. Yep.
It's up and on it early.
Close. Yep. Whoa. Curl. Curl.
Must be close.
Curl.
Pretty good result.
Yeah, got 2 rocks in the 4-foot on top of the 4-foot. Again, though, we saw that rock run a little bit straighter than Thiesse expected.
Yeah, she.
This.
Let's play the
Kim
hit
and
and
Jason
roll with
trying
a
to
little bit of
discuss
weight.
what to
Try kill
do
the
here.
back two.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Like
they
an 11?
entertained the idea of drawing,
8.5.
Oh Jesus.
but but it looks. I think Smitty's throwing a little more weight than Kim would have thought here.
Yeah, she wanted an 11 and he wanted 8.5.
Yeah, so there you go. Even when you play together a lot, your playing partner can surprise you. Jason Smith up and after it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's not going to curl with 8.5 much, but we'll see what this gets. Well, he manages to
Good.
avoid the
That's
jam on the back.
Straight there, huh?
Draw. What? Yeah. Again, like here.
We could have told him that a little while ago, Phil. Pretty straight there.
To Smitty's credit, well, I did put a stopwatch to it, and he did hit 8.5, so he threw it exactly the
Nice.
way he wanted to.
Okay.
The first time we're going to be able to see this side of the sheet.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. See how this. Of course, they do have a practice where they can 5-minute practice in advance of the game, followed by their last shot draw. So it's not as if they're on the ice for the first time, starting fresh like in your Thursday night league game.
So we'll see early here what the draw weight is, hog to hog. All week it's been around 14.5 to 15.
Yeah, players have loved how fast the
got a little
surface is
room.
this week
Line's
here at
really
this
good.
brand new facility. Well, 1 year old,
Okay.
I guess, at this point in Traverse
Easy.
City,
It's
where they've
gotta
been
curl
great
a
hosts
bit.
for us.
Got a curl. Here
Needs
it
to
goes.
curl.
Line's getting good. Close, straight.
15-1 hog to
Close,
hog.
straight. It's really curling now. It's really curling. Okay.
Pretty good spot.
It is a pretty good spot.
This?
Yeah. Play this one soft.
Yeah.
11.5.
Yeah.
12 even.
What was that?
11.5, 12.
Yeah.
So 3 seconds slower hog to hog time they're looking for here.
Most of that curl, Dean, seemed to come after the hog line on that rock in particular, so it'll be interesting to see how this one runs with throwing just a little bit more weight than that draw weight.
And of course, he definitely needs to get at least a nose to avoid a jam. He's trying to roll under.
Close. Yep. Yep. Yes.
Sweeping it early here.
Hard. Hard.
Wants to avoid the rub on the guard.
Hard.
Also has to avoid the.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
I think he's going to be on Corey's stone that he just placed there. He is going to remove that.
Okay.
A little tight.
I think so. Yeah. I think a touch tight. Yeah.
Probably still needing more room.
Yeah. Probably
So on this one in particular, they're going to want to place this one just not quite as fully buried and kind of block so that that hit and roll isn't there this time.
He was trying to hit and roll. He actually hit the higher rock in the forfeit, but did manage to remove it. So Dropkin will take a little more ice here and look for the same weight.
Key here is to be touching the forefoot after this rock stops.
Touching and a little better than the yellow at the back.
Good. Got more room this time. Okay, still kind of
TC
running.
indicating they got more room, but most of the
Gotta
break
curl.
was at the hog line last
Gotta
time.
curl.
Now it's a question of weight. Was running early, which usually indicates it's a little heavy. We'll get to the inside though, but it will be deeper than his last. Not bad.
It's pretty good spot. I mean, Lang 2 doubles
Kind of weight. I don't think it's
not there or near impossible.
I mean, the more weight you throw, the more this one moves out of the way.
I know, but then there's still got a shot for 2, right? Potentially.
Well, no, not necessarily. 'Cause you're going to sit here, right? And push out, and you're going to be behind
Yeah.
the guard.
Yeah.
So,
think it'll be half.
whatever you're seeing, I would say at least throw normal.
Okay. Kind of normal. I think like here. Do you think that's close?
Okay.
Do you think that's close?
I like this room
Yeah.
because this makes it 2, right?
Okay.
So normal weight hit here, trying to hit that red stone where his broom's on the edge of and roll it into the button.
I wondered, Jason Smith did say they could paper the higher red and make a double that way, I guess, but I think that's what he was playing, which is probably true. Kim Rhyme, last shot for Rhyme Smith here in the opening end.
Yep.
On this
Whoa.
one right away.
Whoa.
Well, called it on, but
Curl.
never put a brush to it.
Curl.
Kim's still catching up there.
Okay, good.
Nose hits. And that will leave TC Dropkin with a chance to draw for 2. They'll need all of the forefoot.
And this is the same draw that TC would have thrown on her first rock of the
Yeah.
end.
And
Same outturn draw.
pretty
So she's
similar
looking
line,
for
right?
same line, same weight.
And pretty similar, of course, to their pregame LSDs.
TC looking for a 15 hog to hog here.
Last shot, opening end. TC Dropkin hoping to
Felt
go up
similar.
2-0 with
I
this.
thought it was there, if anything. Careful. Line's good. Easy. It's still running. Still running. Keep looking. Easy, easy, easy. Oh.
14.95 hog to hog.
Should be close. Probably want a little piece of that red just to make sure of it, but there you go. Well done, well managed. TC Dropkin scored 2 in the opening end. We'll head to the second end in just a moment.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
We're back. The 2024 USA Curling Mixed Doubles Nationals. Other games underway. Schweitzer Hegberg versus Moores Wheeler. Nickel versus Farrell Thurston. Farrell Thurston still with an opportunity to make it to the playoff round. Our feature game, TC Dropkin, Rhyme Smith. TC Dropkin with an opening deuce in the first end. And Woodcott against Persinger Casper. Also important game for Persinger Casper. They'll need to... Well, they could sneak in, I guess, with a loss, but I think they can win that and get themselves into the playoff picture.
Yeah, important game for them, and you always want to be able to take a win going into the playoffs, to take that momentum and build on it. As we know, it's once we hit the playoffs, it's single elimination. You lose a game and you're out. So, which in men's and women's, we had that Page playoff game where you could drop one if you were in the 1-2 seed. We saw that on the men's side with Schuster's team dropping a game. So here, single elimination once we get to the playoffs tonight.
Careful. Mine's
Corey
good.
Thiesse with the opening shot here in the second end after making a nice draw to score 2.
Go, 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 go. Hard, Corey. Go, 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 go.
Corey Dropkin on this one all the way. How far can he drag it?
Go, 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 go.
Really leaning on it. Not as deep as they'd like, but certainly not in a terrible spot.
Yeah, you definitely want to rocks in mixed doubles. You definitely want to err on that side a lot of times. You come down and you chap and you roll off of it, and it's never a great setup. So here they still have a rock in the top of the 8-foot that they can play with or that they can utilize as a guard. So Thiesse Dropkin, not exactly where they wanted, but still a rock that they can utilize. Kim's going to try to come down and put this one right on the top of the 4-foot.
The advantage of being in that position versus chapping off is pretty big, actually. So this rock is going to curl here, I think. Looks a little quiet as well. Something we've seen all week, Phil, is maybe it's a touch slower coming back to the glass.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's been pretty consistent that way, and in teams I feel like have picked up on that. We'll see today. We can get a couple clocks on ones, but we saw definitely it was 15 to 15-2 going away, which is very fast. That's great ice.
This facility, for people who haven't been listening this week, it was built in an abandoned Kmart here in a shopping mall, and they really did a terrific job inside with it, retrofitting a curling club and great viewing around on the side and behind the sheets. Here's Dropkin with his first in the second end.
Wait only right now.
He's going to try to throw this in-turn draw and freeze it right on that back yellow one.
Still running. Easy.
Once again, on this side of the sheet, we're seeing that rock run a little bit more than they expect. 14-7 hog-to-hog on that one.
Now, it's a little heavy, but is it going to curl up enough?
Really good.
Pretty good spot there.
Pretty well done by Corey Dropkin.
What kind of weight?
Just tapping it.
Does Rhyme and Smith do have an opportunity there with that little bit of a tap. They could choose to play the tap on the yellow, or for this moment, they could just choose to play that freeze down on there and save that tap for later in the end.
Phil, you were with Thiesse Dropkin at the World Championships last year, at the World Championship. What do you think goes into making someone a good mixed doubles player?
Well, the key to mixed doubles is, one, your team dynamics. There's only two of you out there. And, if teams are able to get along and manage those relationships on and off the ice, that's important. But also, we see in mixed doubles across the world, the best teams have fantastic sweeping. And Corey Dropkin is one of the best sweepers in the world. And, we see him get up and sweep his own rock, not only on draws, not only on soft weight hits, but on peels.
Yeah, he's quick to do that. Oh. Pretty good shot by Jason Smith.
Great tap there.
Now angles in the favor of Rhyme Smith.
Just bump this a scooch.
Sure.
A scooch.
Okay.
10-5.
Sure.
It's again, as we mentioned in that first end,
Here?
Dropkin recognizing when they need to remove a rock from play, playing a takeout here where a lot of teams would maybe just throw that out-turn draw and freeze one on there. He's seeing that yellow rock is danger. They could tap it again, so he's going to remove it from play.
I always remember listening to Kevin Martin in the traditional four-person team. He'd say, you have to recognize when you're in the glue, and I think for a lot of people, mixed doubles being a new discipline, it's not quite as obvious all the time. It's early. It seems early in the end, but there's only a total of 6 rocks to come here. This is narrow, I'm going to guess.
You gotta go! Whoa, I'm not sure.
Ooh.
And that was not the way he wanted to miss that shot.
Certainly not the way he drew it up.
Corner to the red.
Be interesting to know if he.
Yeah,
Corey
yeah.
says he's to the
No, other
Corey that
side.
he was a hair tight.
You like this side?
Also on the side that's
Yeah.
going to curl a bit more. So
Okay.
Yeah, I think we've seen that.
On this out turn side, yeah.
Yeah.
So Corey telling him she
Yeah,
thought
just
he was
more
on the
shorts,
center of the
okay,
rock
I
when he
think.
let it go.
Well, I mean,
So
does
good
is there
feedback
room
for
to
him to
curl
know.
under
But
too, to be around
I
this
think
side?
we are definitely seeing that right side of the sheet. Just a little bit more curl than the left
Let's
side.
just corner the red one. A little short's okay. I mean, I'd like to be at least top 12 so I can use it.
Yeah, I agree.
So it sounds like he's going to be playing a draw to try to corner freeze that red rock.
Okay, I think your weight's.
Anytime you're playing Corey Dropkin, you
eight
got to
right
be
now?
careful of your
Easy,
rock
line's
placement
good.
because
Top eight.
Easy.
Corey loves to throw the high hard one, and he's pretty
Yeah,
accurate
line's
at it.
pretty good.
Top
he
eight.
is.
Got to curl. Got to curl.
Jason asking this rock to curl.
Curl.
Now they're going to go
Curl!
right through this hole here, maybe chap off a little bit. They probably don't want to chap, but they're going. Oh, they're
Good.
corner frozen.
Yeah.
Let's hear what the Coreys think of this situation.
Try to make this.
Okay.
We might be able to get the spin off too.
Yep.
Right here.
Yep.
About.
Sounds like Corey Dropkin is recognizing the trouble, and he's going to be playing this little double here.
I guess, I mean, I think it depends out if he can hit it real thin, he can go across the top and get a lot of movement, but I'm sure he'd be pretty happy with just the double.
So Ryman Smith got Dropkin and Thiesse in a little bit of trouble here in the second end.
Yeah, one costly miss there so far, but we'll see see what the bounce back shot is like here as Dropkin tries to get some action on the stones in the 4-foot belonging to Ryman Smith. Corey Dropkin, this is his last in the second end. He is up to chase it.
Looks pretty good. And right
over the top. So eliminates 2 yellow stones. The shot rock stone remains the place stone at the start of the end.
This one?
We could play that now if we wanted to, that little tap and
Yeah. How much weight?
actually pretty tough though.
We want to move this one all the way.
Yeah.
I just
I'm
think,
okay with that in-turn draw around.
Yeah, I just wonder if she's got
So
this
while the
one.
corner freeze protected that, Phil, it makes now with
I
that
think we're
double
okay with them
made,
playing that though, right?
it's a bit of a challenge to
But
figure
then
out how
we'll
to
short
score
little run in
2.
there if it doesn't make it perfect.
Yeah, so as Jason's
Right?
talking, do they play the tap here, kind of unlock their yellow one, or do they play the in-turn freeze?
Hack, I guess,
The
half
the
outside and
challenge of the in-turn freeze is if you hang it open and leave a
I
double.
mean, that's true. I
like
don't mind
that?
it because then they got to make a choice.
what are you throwing?
4. I'm throwing 3.
You're throwing what?
I'm throwing 3. You throw 4.
I don't know what they hack weight. They're going to try to.
We could go right around too and make them play something.
Yeah, I think let's play that
Do
draw.
you like that?
Yeah.
Let's go
Okay,
right around.
in-turn draw.
Back and forth between the tap with quiet hack weight or the in-turn draw.
I think as you mentioned there, Dean, their yellow one being froze on the red one almost is now in a spot where it's making it really challenging for what they do.
Yeah, it took away a shot for the Corey and Corey, but does make this more challenging. Jason Smith, his last shot in this end.
Gave it a
Okay,
little
I
bit.
think your weight's there.
Okay.
Playing the in-turn draw, looking for about a
Line's
15
fine.
hog to hog here.
Line's fine. I got to
Kim
curl a little
sweeping
bit.
it.
Smith saying the line
Here
is
come
good.
again,
14-8 hog to hog. Weight should be
top
right to
four.
the tee line.
Yeah.
Corey
back
Thiesse
forward.
suggesting it's heavy.
Okay, good. Sorry, good. Freeze.
Settles in just behind the tee line.
This leaves an opening here
Okay.
for
Otherwise, freeze is
Dropkin
fine,
and
too.
TC. If they can see enough of it, they can play a double. If not, they can
Whatever you
still
like.
play the freeze.
Yeah, I guess I have almost all of it.
It might come on this, or it might go low.
I think you got to be. I think Corey's right. You got to be a little careful with the double
said if you
because
like it.
if
I
you
think-
roll
I think
out
you choose whichever
and leave a
goes
couple
low.
of theirs in, they may have a shot
Fine
for
with
3.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like peel it right here?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't think it'll do much.
So they can see from the hack, I would say, about 3/4 of the stone, maybe a thick half, but
Yeah, so Smith indicating that no matter what, they feel like they got a hack weight shot for 2. So
Yeah, like just off the rock.
bit surprised by maybe
Yeah.
this call and where they could just throw that in turn freeze and eliminate everything in the end.
and possibly steal if they make it really good.
Right.
Right.
There are some
You're good.
chances in this spot where you could overcurl or leave yourself in not a great spot, but TC throwing the double.
Yep. Yep.
It's not
Whoa,
wide.
Whoa. Whoa.
Well, now he's off it.
Whoa, curl. Ah.
He's going to roll far enough to
Okay.
leave the red a shot rock up top, top 8.
Shoot. Sorry.
Good throw.
But definitely a shot for 3 here for
yeah.
Smith and Rhyme, or Rhyme and Smith.
Yeah, a couple of unforced errors in that end by TC and Dropkin, and now they're looking at potentially giving up 3 if
Tough to keep your shooter around and out count the back red, but you could.
Like that 11, 11-5.
Okay.
Just have to hit this hard enough to move the red. Really difficult, I think, right, to save your shooter for 3, but 2 certainly available.
yeah, I think that you may have to make sure you throw enough weight, right, to eliminate that rock.
Kim Rhyme, last shot, second end. Looking to even up the score here.
Yep.
Jason likes the weight.
Yep. Yep.
They're on it for line. This is the side that swings a little bit more.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
That guard's coming up fast.
Go hard. Hard. Hard.
Now it's a question of how far will
Go,
that
go,
rock
go,
go.
go, go, go.
And that's going to be a steal of 1 that snuck out. So it looks to me like 1 red.
That was a pretty good call there, Dean.
One red.
So we'll make it another one for TC Dropkin. They dodge a bit of some trouble there, but they go on to steal 1, and they'll take a 3-0 lead into the third end. Steve's Curling Supplies, time to mention them. One of our sponsors here at USA Curling of these webcasts that we're thrilled to provide, and their support helps make it possible. Steve's Curling Supplies is America's #1 curling equipment supplier for over 50 years, and they're proud to support USA Curling. No matter your skill level or budget, they have all the top products from the most popular brands in the sport. And right now you can save $10 on any purchase of $100 or more when you use the code USACurling10 at checkout. Visit stevescurling.com. That's stevescurling.com for all your curling needs. All right, we're back. 2024 USA Curling Mixed Doubles Nationals. We'll quickly update the other sheets. Schweitzer, Hegberg trailing Moores-Wheeler. Moores-Wheeler still in the hunt for the playoff spot. They're up 4-0. Farrell Thurston also still in the hunt for a playoff spot. They're up 2-1 on the Nichols. Our game 3-0. TC Dropkin over Rhyme Smith. And over Woodcott up 3-2 on Persinger-Casper. So that's a game Persinger-Casper needs to win to advance. Woodcott will not make the playoff round, so they're in the spoiler role. I mentioned Steve's Curling Supplies, Phil, and our other sponsors of this webcast. I think the webcasts are well received out in the curling community. It's been exciting to have Curling Stadium do them, be able to show every sheet. And if people don't want to listen to you or I, they can watch another game without us. Show every game has been really great.
Yep. Right line.
But it's an investment we want to make at USA Curling, but certainly helpful when we have sponsors and some donors who are willing to help make it possible.
Yeah, a lot of positive things from people back home and people watching around the country about how great it is to be able to watch our top athletes across the country compete in the national championships.
So miscue, a miss there by Cory Thiesse. I'm not sure that didn't pick as we were talking, but or if it was just that light.
I don't get that. I'll make the next one. All good.
Kim Rime, important here to stay above the tee line. She wants to eliminate that opportunity for a freeze here.
Looks like it's running a little heavy. They'll be a little frustrated by not cashing in that 2 in the last end.
What'd you get?
And now opportunity for Corey Dropkin to
409.
interesting there. Cory Thiesse had initially set up for the out-turn draw, edge of 8 foot. Corey likes the in-turn draw. They're out almost to the middle of the 12 foot.
This is a draw Corey threw in the first end the last 2 times. So I think we're, once again here looking, put the clock up for those watching at home. We're looking for about a 15, 15 plus hog to hog for this rock to be above the tee line.
Not only does this side curl a little more, but I think the stagger of the guards is more appealing.
Line's really good.
Looking for 15 through 15.
Doesn't want to go though.
Whoa, not curl, not curl.
I know this is dangerous though.
Same draw, just corner, right?
Yeah, I think so. Here's good.
So we heard Corey, and Corey mentioned this is a little dangerous. And what they're talking about there in that particular situation is not getting that red one to freeze right on one of the, not getting the red one to freeze on one of the yellow ones, correct? Because then it makes it more challenging to remove. So right now, Smith and Rime going to come with a out-turn freeze on that red one.
Yeah, the dead freeze would just eliminate those stones from being potential counters.
Okay, I think you're there.
Okay, pull back a little bit.
T-line.
Kim Rime
Tapping.
suggesting it's
Mine's okay.
T-line now,
Back
suggesting it's tapping.
That's it.
Back 4.
Jason doesn't mind moving this
Back
one.
8.
Now, is it going to curl enough? That's the question. I'm not sure it will.
Okay.
Well, that's probably about our 6th shot on that line that has really just been a little bit straighter and a little bit faster.
And
Same
super
thing,
weight
Brad?
sensitive, I think, right?
Little
Just to
tap.
Otherwise, we can tap this round.
see what the Coreys think of this situation.
That's kind of my first thought.
Now, how much weight? Like, are we trying to get rid of that back one? I'm just I'm a little cautious right now because we ever over curl.
I know. I don't mind this.
I like that, and tap it just a little bit.
Yeah.
So they considered playing a nose, I think, on the yellow that's that Jason Smith just put in the 4 foot. But Corey a little concerned about some of the risk there, and they're going to play another in-turn draw. If they bump
That's
their
so
own,
nice.
they're pretty happy.
Yeah.
Let's go an inch left.
Dean, I like this shot. I think this will be the 4th time in a row that Corey throws this in-turn draw. He's comfortable with it. He's made it the 3 previous times, and I think you can really put pressure on if you keep this rock above the tee line instead of going deep.
Close. Line's good.
Weight's
In-turn
good.
draw on the side that
Line's
should
really
curl
nice.
a bit.
We
He
got
likes the
some
line
Weight's
and the
great.
weight.
Oh, it's really running. It's really running.
Weight's
Really
pretty
running.
good.
Weight went from great to
Back
pretty
one?
good.
Close.
Go
Yep.
round it to the back one.
Now
Yep.
they're going to
Close,
try to
nice.
audible
Yep,
here.
Yep, straight. Yep. Straight. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Now freeze that right on the back one.
Didn't mind the weight for the tap.
Yeah,
Great
I
communication
feel
there,
that.
Dean.
That being
I
said,
had
it's
a-
not a big
Yeah, realizing they weren't going to get to the red rock for that tap, they elected to freeze
Just a hair on this
the
side, just
3/4 on the rock, the yellow stone at the
Actually, we
back.
play it
Now
this way,
Jason
right?
Smith
Yeah,
will
I was
try to
gonna say,
clean
I
things
think
up here with a peel.
Or do you want to? Are you throwing the intern? You just want here?
yeah, that's good.
Okay.
So that pick early in the end by Thiesse Dropkin ended up, leaving a stagger guard, and now we're seeing Jason Smith having to throw a double peel on it instead of being able to run it back.
Correct.
Okay. Good.
He'll remove everything.
Well executed.
Now, Dropkin Thiesse We're ready with a shot, assuming that Jason would make his peel successfully.
Just throwing up a 2 guard here. Try to get it 5-6 feet out of the house.
They did choose the side that curls a bit more. Usually on a guard you might like the side that's a little straighter, but I just think they just threw this, so they're twice in a row, so they're comfortable with it.
Little bit. Oh, line's good. Line's good.
Halfway. Tight
Easy.
side of half.
Easy, you gotta curl it. Hard curl. Hard.
So this is exactly what they talked about.
Yep.
They wanted to play this turn so they could utilize Cory Dropkin sweeping, and that's exactly what they just did.
That side.
I know.
From the hog line in, they had Cory curl it, put it right in a perfect position.
It is always better when you're sweeping a guard to finish it and curl rather than hoping it stops, right? So
Honestly, for those watching at home and those playing in your club games, it's always, there's nothing worse than watching a rock and just hoping it stops.
yeah, watching it over curl.
That ran
Looks
pretty
as
true.
though
Here?
Cory and Cory discussing the late curl.
Yeah.
So they're going to try to run this red one in there and move some rocks around here. Maybe even potentially
Hey, let me
make
see the back
a
one.
double.
What?
Okay, you're good. I just wanted to see where I had to hit.
Yeah.
So he wants to hit this a little bit on the left side of the screen, run it back there, and maybe even try to get rid of all 3 reds.
So Smith, like most players in this field, doesn't chase his peels like Cory Dropkin does.
Sorry.
He'll make the peel successfully, but not run into the pile as he was hoping to do.
Interesting to see what they think the play is here.
That one didn't curl up quite as much.
I think I'd see that a little harder, a little positive, more positive set.
Sure.
For potential too, if you just make it drop perfect. So I think you play in the guard.
Guard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Assuming
Let's keep it on the tighter side though.
Yeah.
More we
they
can
want to
do
have
with
it pretty much in the same line as they had it on the last one.
So they discussed
Similar
playing
ice
just a
tiers, is
tap
okay?
on the one that's
Yes.
half into the button, their own stone. The concern was they might end up making it easier for Smith and Rhyme,
Yeah,
or
so
Rhyme
showing
and
that left
Smith.
side's okay.
Yep.
So they've elected to essentially replace the guard, although Cory's suggesting as well that it would be good if it's a hair tighter than the last one was.
Yeah, I think they're laying 2, so there doesn't really make any sense to try to tap or get another one because they're never going to be laying 3.
See it tight.
Hey.
Cory Thiesse, her last shot.
Yep.
Thiesse
Okay.
Dropkin up
There.
3-0.
12.
Top 12, so it's definitely going to be
Almost
tighter.
Top 8.
Almost top 8 is
Almost on it.
Okay. Curl.
keeps getting a little
Girl.
tighter.
I think this might end up pretty good, though.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad at all, really.
Really bad judge, my bad.
Cory was only off that by about 10 feet, which he admits. So, well, he did say top 12, so he's off not quite 10 feet with where it ended up.
That's the beauty of Cory Dropkin when he's playing. No matter if it's the 4-person or the 2-person, he has no problem to take fault if he doesn't do something perfectly, and we saw that right there.
I used to be good at that, Phil, but at points it was just too obvious it was happening again and again. So,
I'm this. I'm a
So-
little worried this doesn't.
A little bit of challenging spot here
They
for
kill this one, and I
Rhyme
Trying to
and
eliminate
Smith
two
here, and
first.
how
You
do
hit
they
this
score?
here,
yeah, let's
just
hear what they
picking that one
think.
out pretty much,
Yeah.
and that you'll get rid of this one and this one.
Sure. Is that easiest?
I think that's the easiest to give them one.
There's nothing easy here, that's for sure.
Okay.
Easiest is
Do
the
you see that?
Yeah.
right adjective.
Hit it this thin, huh?
Huh?
Hit it thin.
And
Yeah, you're just trying to get like,
as we mentioned earlier on the broadcast yesterday, in the extra end,
not
playing
too
against
crazy.
Casper and Persinger, Kim needed to throw
Yeah,
a
get like-
bullet down the middle of the
get
ice
like a third,
and
half,
make
quarter
a
to a
double,
third.
and she did that. This is exactly what we're having to
Heel,
see
right?
here.
Heel.
She's got to throw this pretty hard and kill 2 red stones and try to give Thiesse Dropkin 1 here.
Interesting, Kim Rime known as a great draw player more than a hitter, but she had a big hit in the last game, and certainly has an important hit here. There is a potential for disaster here, Phil, if they came off just in a certain way. But I think it's all she's got. Last shot, Kim Rime hoping to hold Thiesse Dropkin to 1.
This one's definitely
Oh, no.
a little bit on the
Looks like
full
she
side.
fed it out a bit. The oh no does not
terrible.
sound like a good call.
All right, well, oh, geez, sorry, that was my bad.
Got a little bit lucky, actually, to only give up 1 that way, I think. 1 red.
1 red.
We did not as it was drawn up, but successfully held Thiesse Dropkin to a single point. So that'll make the score 4-0 for Thiesse Dropkin, our defending world champions here in this field, after 3 ends. Warm Room Hero, another one of our terrific sponsors who helps make this webcast possible. Warm Room Hero is more than just software. They are curlers dedicated to building long-term relationships with your club. Warm Room Hero provides continuous support to ensure your website exceeds your members' expectations. Check out Warm Room Hero today at curling.club. That's curling.club. Warm Room Hero, amazing support, amazing software. I will say, again, another great sponsor of ours at USA Curling. I'll put my CEO hat on for here for a minute and say how great they are. We're back with fourth end action here at the USA Curling Mixed Doubles National Championship. 4-1 Moores Wheeler over Schweitzer Hegberg. 2-2 Nickel against Farrell Thurston. Persinger Casper 4-2. They're trailing Wood Cott. We're back with the fourth end. Interestingly enough, we were listening to Jason Smith on the microphone in the break, and he was convinced it was the fourth end break. He'd sat down, was taking a break, Phil, but they suggested to him that, as in most clubs, the even end is toward the glass. Wow, sort of the same result as the last end.
Yeah, interesting there
I don't know if there's
for
something under
Thiesse
there, but it
is.
feels like it's grabbing in my hand.
I'm wondering. I was thinking the same thing. Like, I'm wondering if there's a rock issue there because she's throwing her last rock perfectly in all the ends, and that one just not quite getting to where it is. And she said she feels like it's grabbing right out of her hand.
So we are using the USA Curling Championship rocks. It's a great set of rocks, but with all stones, there's nuances, and that one seems to be giving her a bit of trouble. Of course, if she can figure out if it's a bit of a cutter, she could certainly use it to her advantage. But Kim Rime now trying to take advantage of this mistake. Will get by the guard.
Yeah, and real good placement there by Kim, taking advantage.
Thiesse Dropkin are going to try the wide out turn here. Might not be a ton of ice there, Phil.
No, this is he's going to have to work hard on this one.
That said, the break is late, but that guard is at least one rock off the center line. Cory Dropkin, his first shot in this fourth end. He and his teammate Cory Thiesse are up 4-0.
Close.
Just line.
Where?
Back tee.
Out turn
Oh,
draw,
stay
looking to
close.
keep
Yes,
this
we
right
gotta
on the
go.
top of
Wait,
the
good.
forefoot here.
Easy.
Holy line.
Line's fine. Line's fine.
Line is fine.
Line's good.
Now it's a matter of weight.
Curl it if you can.
Like to bury it, but keep it up higher.
Yep.
Have the better angle.
Real nice shot there by Cory Dropkin.
Really is an excellent shot to
Good though. Really good. Okay.
interesting.
Jason's looking at going through that hole. This is a pretty tight hole.
Yeah, that's not a big port. But it is there, I think. It'd be, I don't know, it's tight, but I guess if he rips them, it's not the end of the world either.
I do think the downside is if he ends up catching the outside guard, he does open up that double for
Justin, take
Dropkin,
left.
who's up by 4, who's definitely going to be playing a double.
Interesting. Not big weight.
Close. Yep.
Trying to find his way through this narrow port.
Yep. Yep.
This is curling hard.
Yep. Hard. Yep.
Looks like he will be on that guard. In fact, now there's no port.
Same
Phil?
shot, Korey?
Yeah.
There's clearly no port now.
Want a little less ice?
Yeah, I think so.
I guess he does replace
wanna
that
keep it
red
on
stone
nose,
with a
though.
yellow stone,
Right.
so he has an
You can't
opportunity to play a
overcurl.
run back.
Right.
Talking about the ice there, Thiesse and Dropkin suggesting they want maybe a little bit more, but then also saying they don't want to, or a little bit less, but also suggesting they don't want to over curl. Listening to Korey on the microphone,
okay.
Right.
he didn't love his first slide. He said he slid narrow and fed it out, so they'll have to factor that in a bit as well. Korey Dropkin trying to lock another one in the rings.
Looking for that
Line's
15
good.
again,
Go
hog to
left.
hog.
Okay.
Wait's close.
Stay close. Line's good. Wait only. Line's
Corey's on this
good.
one a little earlier.
Yep.
He said he didn't mind
Yeah,
being short,
straight
but this
line's
is going to have to
Line's
go
really
hard
good.
to get this one here. They like the
Straight.
line. How deep can he
Where
get
are you?
it?
Almost top 4.
Go, go, go.
15-9.
Really worked that to get it there.
It's a fantastic sweep there.
And a pretty good result.
So I think
He doesn't
ideally
love
we
it,
wanna
but
hit
it's a
it
pretty good result.
off the top one and roll under that one.
The bonus there with the way with that positioning of that rock is it's above, doesn't seem too exhausted.
Jason Smith looking to run this Yellowstone in.
Contact is huge on these run backs when you're playing these and you're running them into the house. Make something move.
Close. Yep.
And that's
like
lined
guarding
up
with
there.
that.
You want to call timeout?
Sure, timeout.
So an early timeout here.
All right, they'll bring out their coach, Kathy Overton Clapham, decorated curler from Manitoba, who's part of our coaching program. Let's listen in as they discuss their options.
Take that guard and go on both sides, that's hard. Or can you tap and kind of tap that and go to the center line? Is that bad?
That way.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. If you tick it, it might line up bad too.
I think that's really precise and hard. I don't love that. You're saying to tap this and like roll here?
Make a freeze tap, like corner in kind of.
Yeah. I don't mind that.
I hate to give him a gimme triple.
What do you like?
I guess I'm just looking at trying to get third shot.
Right. Worst comes to worst, if they make this, they probably make it like that.
Yeah,
Thinking
that's right.
we just don't want to leave that either.
Up here?
I'm okay. Okay, if we miss the guard, if we try this, and we miss the guard, what's their play? Because they'll have to get rid of that yellow. What if we try this?
Okay.
What if we try this, and if line's bad, I can come to here.
Sure. Okay.
Okay?
All right, so what kind of weight are you trying to throw? Like,
Halfway, like a tight guard.
okay.
Want to hit about half a rock.
Yep.
No, I think it's less. It's late curl, right?
Sure. Okay.
After a lengthy conversation, they've elected to play a pretty tough shot. They're going to try to throw it just top ring weight and adjust those guards and leave their own shooter as a
Give
guard.
me hair last.
This is the old 2-for-1.
The old 2-for-1. Is that an Iron Range expression?
Happy hour early here.
Korey Dropkin trying a tough one here.
Where?
Maybe the best option,
Whoa,
but
whoa,
certainly
whoa.
not easy.
Whoa.
He did say that if they don't make contact
Fighting
with the
12.
guard,
Whoa.
they'll bring the rock right in.
Whoa.
He's close.
Whoa, curl.
Looks perfect.
Curl, curl.
Loves the weight. Pretty good. It spins back a bit.
That is pretty good.
Is that port that Jason saw before there? Oof, not really. Yeah. Full value for the 2-for-1, Phil.
I think I heard the bell ring in the bar area at the Traverse City Curling Club. A real good shot there by Dropkin. I think Smith thinks there is a port here.
Same broom.
Yeah, there is a port, but if he gets through it, does he make the double? He's going to definitely lose his back yellow, but not sure. I guess that would go in the stats as a guard.
This is paper on both sides, I think, to get through this.
Pretty
to get
tight.
through this hole.
He's tried it once before. It's a little bigger than it was, but it's still not spacious.
Yep.
He's close.
Hard.
He is
He
close.
is close. He's going to be through it. He is through, but he didn't get the Thiesse and Dropkin still lie shot.
I agree with Corey. I think that's pretty tough on the left-hand side of the
I don't
sheet.
mind guarding. She has that
As
same thing.
scary as it is, I
Last
think
weight.
I agree with Corey. I think you got to probably throw up a guard
I
in
don't
this
think she has
situation,
this.
Dean.
She probably does. Doesn't she?
It's really tough. It might be there for 3 if
Yeah.
it is there, but she's whiskering it.
So you want to just guard the port?
I was thinking so.
Okay.
He's made it once. She can probably make it
Okay.
herself. So
All right.
Dean, if they were to leave this port open and
But you're gonna
throw
find
through
that
that port, probably for 3, right?
that little pick
I think
slash
so.
is
I think.
not attractive from the hack.
I mean, I think there's 2 options, right? They can play this guard. The other option that Corey Thiesse talked about was drawing in to be second shot, which is often the best guard.
Thrown me
But
out here a couple times.
Well,
Nice to
and I
see.
think with that outturn, we know it would curl in enough, definitely, to get under there.
yeah, even though it's half a rock over, you could get to it. But they've settled on the guard. Corey Thiesse, her last shot here in the 4th end with a 4-0 lead.
How's line?
Line's fine. Easy. Easy.
Just half.
Well,
Gotta
curl
go.
it. You got to curl then.
So curling this early.
High.
Where?
High.
Curl.
Now it looks like they'll
Whoa.
close this
Whoa.
hole
Yeah,
pretty
line.
well.
Good. Nice throw.
Definitely executed the shot they called.
Very good.
Yeah.
I mean, it is makeable if you just touch this one too. So you're pretty much playing for this hole almost
Okay.
into here and trying to move that one out.
Like here, huh?
So Jason
Yeah.
doesn't think that
Still
intern
look
is
at
there,
it.
which Corey Dropkin indicated he didn't think it was there either.
Yeah, you're trying
That
to
intern
trying to
tap
aim
on
it here.
the yellow one. So they're looking at running this red one in, which if you're TC Dropkin, you're always happy if the team is running your rock in.
Deal?
For sure.
Should be pretty.
You know, one of the challenges I think of mixed doubles when you're throwing 1 and 5 and you're playing a really good team, you throw a lot of tough shots in the 5th spot. And with the 5th rock, Kim Rime hasn't had anything particularly easy so far.
No, she certainly hasn't. And here she's looking to run this red rock into that yellow rock in the top of the 4-foot and point it into the red one to remove it and hopefully get themselves 2.
Tough shot. Long angle raise, and has to catch the yellow pretty thin.
Yep. Yep.
Jason Smith calls for
Hard.
sweeping.
Oh, you're good. You're good. All right.
Wow.
Try. One red.
Could not
Good
have
try.
done much better. Almost took a tumble, too, so full credit to Kim Rime for a good throw and staying upright. That makes the score 5-0 after 4 ends. We'll head to we're halfway through the game, and it's time for the Broom Fitters break. Broomfitters.com is the place for good curling gear and fast shipping on everything curling. For a limited time, take 10% off your first order with the code USA. That's USA. Visit broomfitters.com for more information. Another one of the companies that make this webcast possible.
asking the hard-hitting questions that you want to hear. Welcome to On the Couch with Scott Strauss.
Welcome to Conversations on the Couch with Scott Strauss here at the Fourth End Break. We're here to just have some fun, so I'm gonna go here. Bumfuzzle. What's it mean?
I do not know.
Your own interpretation, I think, is what he's looking for.
That's actually a word. Most of our competitors have known it, so I mean, we're just gonna go with you don't know it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Confusion or perplexed.
Yeah,
right.
that's
Which
right.
certainly made your look was definitely confusion
Yeah.
or perplexed.
Right on puzzle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Sticking right along the theme.
Yeah. So no, that's curious. Cereal. What comes first, the cereal or the milk?
Oh.
Is it hot cereal or cold cereal? Like, are you thinking
That's a good
oatmeal
question.
or like Cheerios?
Let's go both directions.
I think it's cereal, then the milk.
I think so too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do oatmeal. Oatmeal, you don't put the milk and then the cereal. No, oatmeal, do you?
I know some people think it sticks.
Like you measure it? Yeah, I don't think you're
Okay,
supposed
let's
to.
elaborate a bit on this.
Yeah.
No milk in the house.
Oh.
What do you use?
Well, if it's just like Fruit Loops, I'm just going straight dry and just shoving those things in my mouth. Oatmeal, though, I think you get water's fine. Yeah, water, maybe a little brown sugar. You know, a little cinnamon, banana. Do we have bananas?
We can have bananas.
We can have bananas. Yeah, if we got if there's bananas around, yeah. Oatmeal, bananas, water, brown sugar. Yeah,
Okay.
solid.
So you seem to be pretty knowledgeable on the History Channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, do you think you could take a capybara?
No.
Why?
It just, I don't even compare. Like, it's not even, no. I don't even think I know what that is, honestly. Capybara?
Capybara.
Capybara, I don't think so. No, I'm gonna say, are they even real? That's like a Yeti. You're talking like Bigfoot here.
It's a capybara.
Capybara, there's no way capybara is a real thing. Show me a capybara right here on the screen. Right here on the screen, I need a capybara. I think that's like a Bigfoot, like mythical animal. Chupacabra? Are you talking about a chupacabra? No.
He's right. It's like a zedonk. Another animal.
I think you're messing with me.
No,
Are
that's
you?
a real animal too.
Are you messing with me, Scott?
We're not, but at this point, we're going to get off the capybara conversation and get back to the game. So thanks for sitting with us for our fourth end break, and we'll talk to you soon.
We're back 2024 USA Curling Mixed Doubles Nationals. We've got our world champions against the team of Rhyme and Smith. You know, Phil, it's 5-0 for Thiesse Dropkin at the break, but as we were talking here in the booth with the crew and with you, it's been a terrific mixed doubles game.
Yeah, anytime you play against Cory and Korey, you have to take advantage of opportunities, and Smith and Rhyme just on the other side of taking advantage of those opportunities, but it has been a battle, and you know, they're definitely pushing Cory and Korey to the limits.
So I'm sure there was some fourth end break discussion about this rock that has given Cory Thiesse a bit of trouble.
They actually made the change.
They did.
You are allowed in mixed doubles to change out a stone throughout the game, and I saw them, you have to call in the official. They called in the official and made a change on the stone. I think we're going to see Cory and Korey stick to this intern side. They've been really good on the intern side in ends 1 and 3. So, and as we see them start there on N5, sticking with that intern side, that just gets a little bit more curl.
Cory Thiesse's shot actually over curled a little bit, but
a little extra weight here.
Has some curling to do. Ice is very weight sensitive. That's problematic for Ryan and Smith.
Well,
Goes and goes.
you've played lead before, Dean. I've played lead before, and after that fourth end break, fifth end break, they always have that mop, and ice tends to get just a little bit quicker, so you have to be a little careful and always make sure you're throwing it to your sweepers.
John Benton jokes that our producer here with Curling Stadium jokes that we mention that at every fifth end, Phil, in every webcast. So write in the comments if you've got that now. Understood if you're a regular viewer. Might have new viewers, though, Phil, who haven't heard that before.
But maybe we need to make sure that the broadcast goes out to the players so they remember not to throw it every
so we wouldn't have to talk about it.
Take it to the yellow then?
Yeah, go ahead.
We'll send out a memo
almost
tonight to
there.
all the teams.
Yep, for line. Yep. Yep.
Korey Dropkin has thrown this in-turn draw a bunch this game.
Okay.
I think I'm just being
He's
too
going to
positive
settle
now.
into that pocket.
It's a great result there, just for TC Dropkin.
You
Having a
did the thing
5-point
I'm
lead,
supposed to
freezing rocks, eliminating these two yellow stones. It's a great result.
Just edge. Right?
You could be maybe a touch inside edge.
They were hoping to leave that just top button, but like you said, with a 5-0 lead, that's definitely the pro side miss.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to end up coming up short and leaving them something where they can count those back rocks. And now it's going to be pretty tough for Smith and Rhyme to ever count those back
Got curl in
stones.
there a little bit, not much though.
Jason also looks a little bit heavy.
He's going to definitely jiggle these.
Really nice shot.
That might secure their single
You want a little
this
less?
end with rocks to come still. But, of course, TC Dropkin will be really happy to give up a single in this end. Fifth end down 5-0. Rhyme and Smith could have used their power play, I guess, but elected to save it.
Yeah, so, a lot of times we'll see that coming out of the break. Sometimes if teams have struggled to score in the middle, they'll use that power play in the fifth end. Here in particular they chose not to, and if Korey can make this shot, he really narrows down the scoring.
Still needs to curl.
Likes the weight. TC thinking it still needs to curl. They don't want to bounce off it.
Go.
Ooh, great shot there.
It's pretty well done.
Think
It
we
makes
run, right?
Yeah.
Try to stick it in there, right?
Agreed.
so Jason Smith thinking that in order to have any chance to score a multiple in this end, they'll need to run this in
You like
and
that?
do some rearranging.
Yeah, out turn.
We talked a little bit about the what it takes to be a great mixed doubles player, and the one thing Korey Dropkin does, and a lot of these athletes do, is not only do they practice throwing, but they practice sweeping, and that's an important aspect of mixed doubles, is judging rocks while you get up and chase your stone down the sheet.
It's going to get action, I think, in there.
Oh, sorry. Thanks.
So rearranges it. Angle's a little better for them. It's interesting. Let's listen in as the Korey and Korey discuss.
Could pick it.
Okay.
And if we hit this and just stays there, might give them an opening for two though.
Otherwise, we just guard?
Yeah, we could guard. Guard's the force.
Yeah.
I suppose.
I think that's safe.
Split center line.
Yep.
Let's try to.
Korey indicated maybe he'd try to play that pick, and I think Korey TC sticking to her guns there, saying, I think we got a really good setup here, and let's just throw the guard and force the one.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing about the pick, it's you see just a sliver, but if you were to miss the yellow stone that's now shot rock, you'd hit your own stone and eliminate one yellow as well. So the risk there would be to be tight to the broom. But we'll see a guard here from Korey Dropkin. They're pretty comfortable conceding one in this end.
Line's nice.
Halfway.
Probably see them then use the power play in the sixth end.
Think line will be good. Where?
Halfway.
Throwing up a guard here.
Then curl. Yep. Easy. Easy. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's good. Very good.
So guard on the center line.
And just try to get as much as I can
It's
of it.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're going to get the yellow. I don't think you're going to get the red.
pretty good shot there.
What?
I think that you're going to come here. I don't know that it curls up enough. We could try it, though. Try it.
Smith indicating
Well,
if you
let's
can pick
corner it
that
anyway.
red one up.
Just corner freeze.
Corner
it. We can run
freeze on the
something
red
in
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to try to corner freeze on his own, perhaps, or.
Oh.
Not entirely sure, Phil, I'll be honest. Interesting you talked about practicing brushing. I think it's something as a sport we need to work with our newer and developing curlers. I used to run brushing clinics, and you know, one of the things is our new curlers come out, and what they do in the game typically is 80% of the time they're brushing. And we don't give them a whole lot of instruction on that typically, so something I think we can all improve.
Yeah, agreed. It's a huge aspect of the game, and you throw 2 and sweep 6, so.
Well, it's got to curl big time.
You can make a lot of shots sweeping. So Jason coming down, wanted to freeze that yellow one, just overthrew it a bit.
Yeah.
Now they're wondering if they can chisel that out of there.
Right.
Man.
Just made it a little harder. What kind of weight do you think for that?
Well, it's peel weight.
Looks like it'd be a
No, for
really
this
tough
one.
shot.
Do you think you'd peel for that? I don't.
I think it's this.
I think so too. I think it's
think
like
it's this.
overburied now. So I like this.
My only thought
So-
is, can something wrong happen? One hit right here.
Yeah.
They've played
Yeah,
this
you
whole
want
end
to
to
do
give
here.
up 1, and now they're looking at maybe making a change and trying to figure out, is there something they can do wrong that they could give up 2. They could just throw a guard here
You think you're just gonna curl
and,
it all
and
here?
concede the 1.
I think you can hold
Decided-
it.
Okay.
I decided to hit the rock that Jason Smith just threw, maybe come in the inside, get a bit of action even off their own red, and kick that yellow
Are
stone
you
that's
throwing intern?
dead on the
Yeah.
button off the button.
Okay.
I think the one thing that they have to be careful of is this could end up, if it just pops the yellow one over a little bit but leaves it laying shot, it opens up the draw for 2. So a high precision shot here by Cory Thiesse.
Seems like it will be difficult to move that yellow far enough, as you said, but might just move it to make the draw for 2 easier, but we'll see. Cory Thiesse, she's made some good ones so far.
Whoa, yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, yep. Yes.
Close to where they want to hit it. Well, interestingly enough, Phil didn't make the draw any easier.
Did not make the draw
The
any
way that
easier.
rock spun up, it actually makes the draw harder. What do we know here, Phil?
Yeah. Didn't quite accomplish a little bit more weight. She was right, and she might have been laying 2. But
the way that rock spun up was spun up to the top of the button, and really no shot for 2 here for Kim Rime. And she's going to throw it away, I think.
Can't shut us out.
Jason Smith noting how happy he is that they avoided the shutout. Kim Rime will throw this one to the boards, and that will make the score 5-1 in favor of Thiesse and Dropkin. We will come back with just a moment with the with 6-end action, and we'll see if Thiesse Dropkin elect to use their power play. All right, we're back with action here at the 2024 Mixed Doubles National Championship. Scores from across the sheets. It's 6-3 Wheeler over Moores Wheeler over Schweitzer Hagberg. 4-3 for Farrell Thurston over the Nichols. Our game, Thiesse Dropkin with a 5-1 lead over Kim Rime and Jason Smith. And Vicky Persinger and Danny Casper Must have put up a big crooked number. They're now up 8-4 over Wood and Cott. Must win for Persinger Casper and Moores Wheeler and Farrell Thurston to have any shot to advance. So, Phil, it was interesting. We discussed the using the power play here in the sixth end, and you have some insight here as a coach of this team. But, you know, I do think a lot of teams would use it to almost waste an end, even if they score one in the sixth. We heard Cory Thiesse suggest it. They decided to talk to it about Kathy Overton Clapham, and we heard Cory said he didn't want to. And you say that that's his how he operates, and it's certainly been successful.
Yeah, Cory's thought process in this situation is that they've been dominating the game. They're up 5-1 with rocks in the center, and there's no use to change that at this point because they're controlling the center of the top of the 4 foot in the center of the ice. His preference, and which we see with a lot of mixed doubles teams, they prefer to leave it for the eighth end and have the hammer in the eighth end. And you know, a lot of times I feel like that's a great opportunity to have that hammer in the eighth end, and your win rate is pretty high if you have the hammer and a lead going into the eighth end.
Because the only counter argument to that is if you give up a steal here, you're stuck using it in 7, right? So,
yeah, they'll play a very defensive end here, and you know, really try to keep that center open, almost like what we're playing out in the 4-person game, playing in the eighth end in a tight game where you must score in the eighth end. So maybe see a little bit different strategy here from Thiesse Dropkin, but they definitely want to put one up for sure.
Looks like Cory Thiesse has adjusted to this new rock she's throwing in with the one spot, and great shot there.
It is funny to note that in this situation, Cory Thiesse would always use the power play, but her partner outweighs her on that, and they did have a good chat with Coach Kathy on what decision to make.
Well, she starts with a great shot to put them in a good position in this end. Jason Smith now trying to just tap these a little bit. He wants to rearrange them a bit. It's tight to the guard.
Yeah, seemed to get a little bit over the top on that one.
That guard is coming up fast, and I think he's going to be on it. A little light and tight.
That's fine.
Well, the only positive there is he's got 2 rocks to run in, and they are his color.
Little light too?
What?
Little light?
Yeah. 43.
Like
Cory recognizing
like
that
this?
maybe we need to make the double
I'd
here.
like to hit that one first.
What?
Smart play by
It's good. Where we got to hit
Cory.
it?
Pretty thin.
Okay.
So trying this thin double,
A little less.
which if executed successfully certainly makes the end not mentally taxing for Dropkin and Thiesse. Rock on the way.
Yep.
Turn peel.
It's going to be thin. Is it thin enough?
Yeah, it's a great shot.
Great shot. He'd like to just have that exit the building as well, and it does. Great shot by Cory Dropkin. So now there's no guards up, and a red locked as shot.
It's a pretty good situation to be in.
When you're up 5-1.
Yeah, we'll just put it back, and then the next one we'll try and tap them around a little bit.
So we heard Jason indicate talking 2 shots ahead here. They're going to throw the guard on this one. Cory's going to peel, and then on his last is where they're going to try to come into the rings and move things around.
Flip the center line. Line's good.
So this a little bit more like traditional
Over
4-person curling.
Center line.
Guard going up.
Easy if it's over.
Sort of wasting it. Moving towards the end of the end.
Easy, whoa.
Okay, good.
So center line guard goes up. Peel on the way.
Cory's sticking with the same out-turn peel. You can hear that throughout the broadcast when you're watching Cory Dropkin, always taking his breaths, getting himself set in his pre-shot routine.
No, you're fine.
One of the best pre-shot routines that I've seen out of a player. Really worked hard at that.
Yeah, good advice for all developing curlers to have a pre-shot routine. Cory, also one of the fittest players out there. Invests a lot in that.
we just freeze it.
And you know, Dean, I know you've done a lot of sweeping things, and you know this sweeping obviously a little bit different because he also chases after those rocks, sweeps it, so he has to use that breathing to get his heart rate down as well when he's trying to throw. So Jason going to come in and try to move these rocks around.
Corey just described the shot he's trying to make. This rock needs to hold and needs a bit of.
All right, we'll leave it then.
I think they're going to leave this as a guard.
Just a little soft on that in-turn again, and saw it come up light and curling again.
I think in-turn now.
So they considered the out-turn briefly, but they'll play an in-turn peel. And then Kim Rime will have to throw one pretty hard to end up lying shot, and it should only be lying one. And it probably easy to remove. So definitely a good position here for Thiesse and Dropkin. Deep breath.
Corey is switching turns, throwing the in-turn here.
Routine. Now.
Good job.
I don't think we're scoring. Well, you can hit it. I mean, you can hit it and sit one. They can make something for one.
Sure.
Yeah. Just hit this. Just hit this and roll. Just.
Okay.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna lose my shooter, right?
Yeah. You're just going like right here.
Okay.
So Kim Rime going to throw that peel down the line again.
Quarter, half again. Quarter.
Jason says they can get rid of both red rocks, and Corey Thiesse is going to have to throw an open hit for the score.
So Kim Rime probably wishing she was playing 4-person curling, where you might occasionally have a draw for 2 to the 8-foot. She's had nothing but tough stuff. Kim Rime, her team, her last shot, her team's last shot here in the 5th end, or 6th end, I'm sorry.
Throwing this hard.
Yep.
She's up to brush her own stone. And there it is, as Jason drew it up. So Thiesse will hit and stick for a single point. No blanks in mixed doubles, as I mentioned earlier this week when I suggested that they hadn't looked at the blank. Hammer alternates every end. Something I said, Phil, I'd love to see in the future is to force teams to change the throwing order each end.
It certainly would play into some strategical, you know, how you start the end and how you finish the game.
Yeah. Corey Thiesse plays 3rd on Team Peterson, but is a long-time last rock thrower. She'll nose that, dead nose for 1 red. That will make the score 6-1 in favor of Thiesse Dropkin over Rime and Smith. We will head to the 7th end. Smith and Rime will have last rock, and I'm going to bet they'll use their power play here, but we'll see when we come back.
Yeah. Oh, appreciate it.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
All right, we're back here. 2024 Mixed Doubles National Championship. Look at the scores on the other sheets. There we have a final. Moores-Wheeler with a 9-3 win over Schweitzer Hagberg. Gabe Nickel and Kirsten Nickel are up 5-4 on the team of Farrell and Thurston. The Nickels looking for their first win in this event and would eliminate Farrell Thurston. Our game, Thiesse Dropkin fully in control, up 6-1 on Rhyme Smith. And Persinger Casper with a 9-4 lead over Becca Wood and Tony Cott. So there's scores across the sheet going about as predicted, except, Phil, maybe that Farrell Thurston game, where a game that Farrell Thurston needs to stay in the hunt.
Yeah, definitely a game that a must-win for them, and then they have to also hope that Persinger and Casper lose.
So there was the power play goes into place, and Cory Thiesse executes this tick shot we see as a defense, executes it perfectly.
Top 4.
Right around the center guard?
Yeah. A little thinner than she wanted, but she did what exactly she needed to do, it open up that corner guard.
Tick to the center guard.
I know.
We're going to see Kim Rhyme here play this in-turn draw right around the center guard. They don't have there's times where we'd see the guard go back up in certain circumstances, but being down 6-1, they need to make every rock count this end.
Yep, gotta go, yep.
As this rock comes in, I'll quickly note, I'm sure a lot of our viewers are tired of those USA Curling commercials we run during this, but I will tell member clubs that you can use those. One of them is intended to be sent
You like freezing
post.
here?
How deep are they?
After a curler does their first learn to curl. But those are available, and you can tag them with your own club.
It's where you want.
So great shot by Kim Rhyme. She finally got to throw an easy one, an in-turn draw to the top of the forefoot.
Yeah. Made a good one on her in the last end. I mean, it went easier than I expected, but good throw.
Okay.
Dropkin throwing this in-turn draw again, which for a number of times this game, and he's going to just try to throw a freeze right on top of Kim's yellow rock in the top of the forefoot.
Always curl. Always curl.
Great shot by
Weight
Cory.
seems just about perfect. Frustrating when you're down 5-1 and the other team keeps or 6-1 and the other team keeps making shots like that.
This way again.
Yeah, I'd almost be doing everything I could, Dean, to force Cory into the out-turn draw and not in, just because he's thrown that in-turn draw so many times.
He has. He's thrown it a lot. Jason Smith.
Looking to come around everything, I think, here, Dean.
Maybe T-line?
Okay, line's good. Close.
Jason wearing one of our Columbia USA Curling caps.
T-line?
Line's good. Whatever you got to do. Curl. Curl. Curl.
Looks close. If he gets it by, gets behind the stagger.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. Okay, sorry.
See, you can hear Kim apologizing for her weight call. I think you mentioned it earlier, Dean, that on her 4-person team she does play as a skip, so sometimes that weight judging isn't quite as crisp because they don't spend a lot of time doing it.
Yeah, exactly true. Of course, Cory Dropkin skips as well, but he has spent a lot of time in the past couple years throwing the last rock and not calling the game, so still brushing.
Coming in next.
Right.
I should be able to, I mean, we're clearing one of the yellows for sure.
Right.
Let's play this.
Yep.
Why don't you come sweep?
Guard's pretty tight to the ring, so Cory Dropkin looking at,
possibly.
he can punch this in there and potentially remove all the yellow stones, but more importantly, he can kill the guard and remove a couple of yellow ones, or at least one yellow one. He's in good shape. Cory likes these kinds of shots. He sees these angles well.
Okay to be high side.
Out-turn?
A rare occurrence. We're going to see Cory Thiesse sweep it.
I was just going to say that. She's come down, put the gripper on. We're not going to see Cory chase this one. Maybe he's conserving a bit for future games. Out-turn run.
Close. Yep. Whoa, whoa, I got this red.
He's still going to jump up and sweep something.
So close. So close to getting all three.
That was so close to the three.
Even when he wasn't sweeping his own stone, Phil, he was jumping up to sweep a stone out of the rings.
Well, you have to be on this side.
Can't help himself.
What? Oh, no, on the nose.
Yeah, I just spin. I don't know.
I mean, we could go around the corner, too, and make them stick, but.
I know.
I was going to say they could use that corner guard.
That's easier than
They really need to generate more than 2 points here somehow, and you know, they've got 3 rocks left, and they got to find a way to count all 3. So probably would make sense to go around the corner guard, right, Dean? And then they could maybe dump another one around there and hope for a half a shot.
Yeah, obviously you're going to need some kind of miss, but
Maybe a touch more, I think.
freezing right on that just gets blasted out, I'm sure.
Mine only right now. Oh, I gotta go.
Mine's fine.
Ooh, that rock may have picked.
Yep.
Took a big jump all of a sudden. Let's see. Is that guard coming up close?
Roll it
coming
in
up
hard.
quickly? Yeah.
Wow.
That's okay.
Looked like it grabbed to me, Phil.
That one went sideways.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Corey here, important for him to make this hit and stay. Lay 2.
Clean. Whoa. Curl. Hard. Hard. Go, 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 go. Okay.
Hits and sticks. Yeah, they can roll under the corner and be shot.
Shooting.
Almost one of those situations here
Like
where,
a 10?
you know, if you maybe hit and roll and show them like a quarter or a half a rock and maybe have them chase it and hope they maybe
chisel in that
chisel
yellow.
that yellow one in there. Like,
or make them think about what shot they're going to play. Yeah,
correct.
That yellow is certainly chiselable. Is that a word? Chiselable?
Well, Jason being from Chisholm, and
there you go.
Close. Close. Whoa. Whoa. Curl.
hit and roll here.
Curl.
Trying to get a little.
Is he going to get enough of it? Is he going to roll too far?
So he's not going to be.
Oh, it's spun back. I think it is shot.
It is shot rock.
Little spin back. We'll take it. Good throw.
Again, they got to think about that yellow rock up there.
Okay, then just tell me what you want me to do.
I'm okay with this.
Okay.
Like anywhere on the outside, like 3/4 is perfect. It's your odd turn.
I think maybe like edge of the rock might be close.
Really smart play here by Dropkin.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot
They should fade a hair
more
for out.
room to make or ways to hit this red stone and make this shot. Going right through the hole would feel like the natural thing, but as Corey discussed, the risk factor of just tickling in that yellow. If they miss this, if they don't even make this, at worst they're giving up 2. So.
And keep in mind they got their power play for the 8th end, and they'd have a 3-point lead, so in pretty good situation.
I apologize. It's not anywhere high. It's
No, I know, but
2/3 to 3/4 is
think-
perfect. 2/3 to 3/4. Whatever you think you need to take. Yeah.
So as you see them talk through this, it's an important point. Sometimes, you know, developing curlers think this shot is harder because you're hitting your own. But he said, you know, 2/3, 3/4. The other shot is far more precise.
whoa, whoa, close, whoa, whoa.
I think it's close, but it must be close. And there it is.
No
well
question.
done. Sticks it to lie 2.
Nice shot, Corey.
Dean, going to just mention that dynamic of Corey Thiesse, and I think we heard it. As Corey was looking at those stones, she's like, just tell me what to throw. You know, you got to like having a partner like that. And she's just like, tell me what to throw and I'll make it. And that's one of the great qualities Corey Thiesse has, not only in mixed doubles, but on her 4-person team with Tab. And she's just, you know, tell me what to throw and I'll make it.
TC plays, for people who don't know, plays 3rd on Team Peterson. They will head to represent the United States at the Women's World Championship shortly in Sydney, Nova Scotia. So now Kim Rime forced to draw for a single point.
Needs 8 foot.
You're still on the good stuff. Whoa.
Looking to get into the slide path here and have this rock dig in a bit. It does have a bit of pace. Should dig in here, though. And that's made 6-2. Narrows it ever so slightly. It'll be, and with that, Rhyme and Smith will concede down 4 without hammer. Another win for Thiesse Dropkin. They continue to go through this field undefeated. That gets them directly into the semifinal game. They're the number 1 spot in their pool. And Phil, what are you seeing from this team?
You know, their rock precision is just fantastic. They continued to do that today. And Cory Thiesse is making everything. Like, she's on fire. She's making a ton of shots and putting pressure on the other person, the other player that's the other last rock thrower every time she's up. So they go through the round robin portion unscathed, never made it to 8 ends. So we'll see how that works out. They get the evening off and get that bye into the semifinals tomorrow morning.
And they'll certainly carry a lot of confidence into the playoff round. As we wrap up here, on behalf of USA Curling, I'd just like to take a moment and thank the curling community for the support we've had of the national organization and the sport, especially in this past 18 months. But whether it's through membership donations or your volunteer hours at your own club, it all helps make our game grow. And your support, time or money, makes many of our efforts possible, whether it's this webcast coverage you're enjoying right now, the Our House content platform, certification programs for instructors, athlete outreach initiative. We're continually trying to add benefits to membership in USA Curling, and your support makes that possible. So on behalf of USA Curling, thank you for all that you do. Phil, thanks for joining me. We'll be back with Tyler George later as we look at the scores on the other sheets. Looks like Farrell Thurston will win that game. Moores Wheeler will win, and Persinger Casper will win. So all the teams that needed to win won, save Rhyme Smith, who are still into the playoffs but in the number 2 spot.
Yeah, we're going to see Persinger and Casper get that 3rd spot locked up for the playoffs.
All right, well, thanks for everybody for joining us on this Saturday morning. Tyler George will be back here in the booth for the next game. And Phil, thanks for jumping in here as well.
Yeah, thanks, Dean.